but the deal is what they've got. I think their hearts are in the right place, right? I think the church's heart is still to say, here's a family, the Boudreaux, that has an issue. I'll use this as an archetype, right? The Boudreaux are a family like this that have these needs. Well, what we can offer them is be better parents. What we can offer them is more rigor. What we can offer them is these environments where children who react in normal ways would thrive, but our children don't. So there's not much of an accommodation made for a child who's got hidden disabilities because they're hidden. The church can't perceive them right away, and so it takes time for them to discern what they actually can do that would be helpful. And by the time that's happened, they've already offered us 15 things that don't work that have actually made our children not want to go.
But the new church is, they don't know what to do with her. They don't want her in the nursery because she's too big. But she can't go in the first grade classroom because she's not capable of the first grade classroom. And when you ask, what should we do? Their answer is, so stepping in that gap. There's not very many churches that have any kind of special needs program at all. In all the churches we've been to, only one of them had a fully defined special needs program.
That we didn't leave it over a major scandal, and we didn't leave it over a shootout in the lobby that killed people. We left it because week after week after week, our son, who we had clearance from the head of Sunday school to leave the main sanctuary and go early to Sunday school, we had clearance because they were wonderful, loving, great church. So every week he would go early and not stay in the main sanctuary. But because it was a mega church, they had kids rotating through every week that knew the rules.
Kids who are running the
doing sort of a babysitting aspect.
Right.
And the rule was kids aren't allowed back there before Sunday school starts. You have to be in with your parents during worship. Well, my son has Tourette's syndrome. He makes noises, and he was too old. You have a toddler that makes noises, everybody has the feeling of, oh, it's a toddler. But when you have an elementary school student who's making noises, you get the ugly looks, and a child feels that. He didn't want to be in the main sanctuary. He wanted to be away where his noises wouldn't be a problem. And so the church understood it. The church embraced us. The leadership said, we get it, we understand, he can come back here. But week after week after week, when those teenagers would be volunteering in Sunday school, they'd first talk to him. He would self-advocate. I have Tourette's syndrome. I make these sounds. I have permission to be back here. But they didn't respect that. They had to drag us out of church, and then we had to say it again. My son has Tourette's syndrome. He makes noises. He's uncomfortable in the main sanctuary. We have permission for him to be back here. And every week we watched him get smaller and smaller and smaller. And finally we're like, we can't do this. It's not fair to him.
Without having a child with special needs, I did this, where someone would ask, how's things? How are you doing, Tim? I'd say, I'm fine. Everything's great. But it's not. And I'm leading them into a misconception. And I'm tempted to do that here with Abigail because it's easier than having to explain all the details and because then you get the look of, oh, you poor thing. That's so terrible.
Or you have to go through that hurt all over again just to
feel
explain it to one more person.
The church was wonderful, accommodating, but the size of the church was actually a barrier for him feeling the inclusion. Now they had bells and whistles and they had everything. It was a wonderful program for kids. We visited another church across town. 4 white walls, 6 or 7 kids in Sunday school. And he begged us, Mom, can we go to that church? No budget, no nothing, no bells and whistles, no ball crawl, no stage with lights, and he was happy. We told him one time he has Tourette's syndrome. These are the behaviors you can expect. This is how you can accommodate him. They listened. They knew nothing about special needs. They just cared.